So it's strange to be able to say this, but we have a dual release of Final Fantasy XI characters. Kammy, the Archduke from Final Fantasy XI, joins us, as well as Shantotto's EX Plus debut. Now, I did mention in my last video I would be doing a script. I'm going to be actually taking it just a bit differently this time. Literally, just a short summary. I tried doing the script. I tried reading it out to myself. It just doesn't feel right to me. I just can't get behind it, so we're just going to freelance it like we usually do. Let's go ahead and start off with the main man of the banner himself, Kammy. So what Kammy brings to the table for us on the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global side is control. So Kammy has Kammy has a debuff that can lower the attack MX brace stat, as well as continue to do so as debuff auras through his own frame buffs. He has a stacking frame buff mechanic that will lead up into his final form frame buff, which will actually grant him access to the most powerful versions of his skills. Now, this frame buff will be dispelled if he is broken, so do keep that in mind. But in the final form of his skills, he gets 100% paralysis rate, he gets AoE damage, he gets pretty much just more damage overall. More hits, more damage. The 100% AoE on his EX is out of his EX Plus and whatnot. He does get the 100% paralysis rate in the final form of his first skill, Frostblade. And yeah, so Kammy is a character that can bring tons of control as well as some solid damage on top of all of his debuffs and frame debuffs that he inflicts. And he only inflicts one, but it's still good enough to, get the job done as a character that does what he does and does what he does well. So, is Kammy important for the Chaos Era? No. While Kammy is a great character with good DPS and good control, as well as some pretty impressive debuffs that inflict as auras as well, so the enemy can't really do much about it, his biggest downfall is the fact that his frame debuff will dispel if he is broken, meaning you have to resort yourself to more conservative play or revolve your team around such. And if you don't have the specific characters to keep him protected, you have to waste turns using brave attacks in order to make sure he's not broken. And even then, that doesn't save you sometimes, as some bosses hit absurdly hard. Luckily, he has the debuffs to help get the job done, and he works well alongside of other debuffers to further drop the enemy. But without specific characters such as Warrior of Light, other tanks that can take the heat off the team, Zack is no good only because he doesn't protect against AoE attacks, so you have to keep that in mind. Other characters with great bravery gens such as Cryo and all of that, other than that, you really just have to make sure that you're keeping Kammy full and protected. Because of that, and because you have to resort to a conservative style of play just to keep him around, I would say he's not really that important to the Chaos Era. A sleeper good character, I will give him that. He has good damage, good DPS, as well as great control and utility that he can offer to the team, as he does have some decent auras that he supplies to the party, as well as great options for 100% paralysis. I will say this, his one frame buff is tied to his first skill, so you just have to keep in mind that you might have to expend it just a little bit to keep the buff alive, which will in turn shorten the amount of times you can use his 100% paralysis. So just keep that part in mind, but it's still pretty good. I think he's a sleeper good character, and if you do end up pulling him, he's definitely not someone just be like, oh, well, they had bench time for you, I don't even know why I have you. No, Kammy can get the job done. Just have to make sure that you're revolving your play around him. Definitely recommend 3 out of 3 if you do choose to build him and play him. You want to capitalize on the amount of damage that he can do. Now, Shantotto, all Shantotto got was an EX Plus release, and it just gave her 100% splash damage when she's in her range form, a new frame buff that increases her stats and overflow, as well as a new framed debuff that inflicts the imperil for all elements in the game. That's incredible. She has had a prior rework before, so everything pretty much is just about the same. When Shantotto, all she did was really just get this EX plus. Now, do keep in mind though, it is 50% splash damage at 3-3 when she's not in range form, so just keep that in mind. But that's pretty much it on Shantotto. Stat increases, potency increases, everything else is the standard. How is she for the Chaos era? The EX plus literally just made her Chaos viable. The more hits and more damage that she gets from the EX plus was very heavily needed. And now she has some party utility, being able to imperil every element in the game. While we have more non-elemental attackers than we do elemental attackers, a lot of characters can take advantage of the debuff that Shantotto inflicts, as well as being a powerhouse character with the insane DPS that she already does, with some nice debuffs inflicted by like her with her poison and stuff like that. Shantotto has what it takes to be a contender for the Chaos era. As for her importance, I'm gonna say she's almost important. In terms of damage, she falls just a little bit short. While it's still really impressive, you know, we have other characters who can pretty much do the damage roll better. Most of the time, you're pretty much just going to be bringing her for the fact that she she imperils all elements. That's pretty much what I think that you would be bringing Shantotto to the team for. Other than that, the damage, while what she offers is solid, just doesn't compare to some of the characters that we still currently have that just run rampant in the damage department, like Emperor, Ultimecia. You know the characters, you know who they are. But even still, Shantotto is a very impressive option for DPS, as well as some pretty nice party utility in the form of a all imperil in that frame debuff of hers. She doesn't offer anything else to the party other than just that debuff. So keep in mind, she still is kind of a selfish unit in those regards, but being able to imperil all elements is still really nice. I will say that Shantotto does have a very bright future, as she was the second character in the game to get a burst as well as her LD. Her LD is pretty much just the prize, but she has a very bright future ahead of her, and I think when that time comes, Shantotto will be important for the Chaos era. But as it stands right now, I believe she's almost important. She's definitely the prize of the banner in my eyes. Regardless of what I said about Kammy, I do believe she is the prize of this banner. Definitely 3 out of 3 her take advantage of all the damage that she can do. Especially that 100% AoE damage is really nice. We have a lot of dual bosses. But yeah, definitely 3 out of 3 her. She's a great character. Almost important though, however, I will say that. If she offered just a little bit more to the party in the form of like some different kind of auras or anything else, really, honestly, I think she would have been important for the Chaos era. But as it stands now, I would say she's almost important. And that's that. That's pretty much it. I'm probably just gonna continue going along with this style in the future. Just give a rough summary of the characters and what they excel in. I don't know. It just feels. It feels more me. I feel like a lot of the times I do miss a lot of information that should be said, and I feel like I can do this style a lot better, more suited to me, more suited to how I talk, how I present myself, and everything like that. So I do hope you enjoy. Rough recap: Kammy is not important, but a sleeper character who has great utility and offers great things to the party. And Shantotto is almost important solely for that imperil, because it's just so good and does great damage, but it's still kind of outclassed in damage-wise compared to some of the magic DPS that we still currently have. But that'll pretty much do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Get your pandemoniums ready, because we got Edge and Penelo coming out tonight, and they're both incredible characters, so get your gems ready. That's going to be a banner to be pulling on. Just giving you the heads up now. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.